Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about band protocol. This is one of the Oracle solutions. A lot of people are like, what is an Oracle? What in the world does it do? Why is it needed? And what are they looking to solve? Why don't we just build another blockchain that's not an Oracle? Who needs an Oracle anyways? Well, anyways, we'll get into that, all this and more in this video. Stay tuned, here we go. Alright guys, so what is BAN? BAN protocol. Secure, scalable, blockchain, agnostic, decentralized Oracle. So what is an Oracle? Well, an Oracle is basically a place for either a blockchain or someone to go to for truth. So it allows blockchains to scale, or other technologies on the blockchains to scale, because now they have other options where they can source their information from. So before, it would be you go to a casino and you roll some dice. You aren't looking at the dice, or well, say for example, not dice. Let's use the slot machine. So you spin the slots. How do you know you can trust that you're going to win or not? I mean, sure, they say, yeah, you have this and this percentage to win it, but how do you know that's really true? Well, based on the analysis, or based on how the casino or the slot machine gets its information, the person that's overlooking the slot machine and giving the information is going to be your Oracle. So that's what an Oracle is. So it's a little different in blockchains, because instead of having someone that's hired out and you kind of can see them, touch them, feel them, now it's like, oh well, now you're dealing with a blockchain, and it's like, I don't know who this is. All I know is he just mines with some computers and doesn't make any sense. And yeah, so that's why we need an Oracle, because it's hard to verify. So we're in a level of society, I mean, you can even see it right now, where we can't just take someone's word for it. So for example, for me, someone can say, yeah, I'm a great tenant, I pay rent on time, I do all that I do. We still have to screen them, because we got to make sure they're trustworthy and someone to go through. I mean, you can even have someone who tells you, I'll do the dishes for you, or yeah, I'll take out the trash, but you still have to verify it. That's just how it works. It's almost like you listen and you still have to verify. Especially now, someone can say, oh yeah, I've already got tested for corona, and I'm good, no worries. But we still have that fear of, oh well, I don't trust you, so I'm going to wear a mask. It's almost like, okay, well, we need an Oracle solution. So that's what they're working on with the vaccine as well. They're trying to work on a solution that allows people to have a digital identity that says, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I'm tested, and I got tested here, and here, and I'm good to go. Well, okay, great. So that's why an Oracle's needed. Sorry for harping on that, but Oracles are needed big time in this sphere. Because anytime you try to build something, you can't build it, because you have to have the data, or the foundation to build on top of that. That's like starting to build a house and just wanting to build a house that's 400 stories high, and it's not going to work like that if you don't have a good foundation. You can't start with a piece of wood and just say, yeah, here's my house. No, you got to build a good foundation. Let's get into BAN. This is an example. They used to be an ERC20 token, but now they are built on the Cosmos ecosystem. So instead of being Ethereum, now they're on Cosmos, so they are more interoperable compared to their brother or sister, which is Chainlink. So this isn't looking, initially it was kind of being a competitor to Chainlink, but now it's more so like a coexistence. So Chainlink, it's almost impossible for them to take all of the business for Oracles, because Oracle solutions are huge. You need Oracle solutions in everything. It could be in gambling, betting. It could be in weather. Oh, well, right here. Real world information. Anything that has to do with data. So staking. How do you know you're getting the right rates? Or how do you know the price is this price? Well, you need an Oracle for that. And that's what this solution provides. It basically provides the, I guess you can say, puzzle piece between the two. So you have the D apps, or the different programs running on it. So say, for example, what's the weather going to be today? Okay, well, it's going to be freezing cold. Okay, well, so ban chain, the set of different delegators that you choose to get that information, or it could just be one delegator if you want to do that. It's entirely up to you. You can pick one or three, or more, and they go get that information. And basically, if you have three guys saying, yeah, it's 77, one guy saying 75, or I'm sorry, not three guys, one guy saying 77, one saying 75, and one saying 76, and you have three, well, what the band solution is going to do is going to take the sum of that and say, oh, okay, well, it's going to be 76. So it kind of takes the averages of all three if you want to do that. Or you can just do one selection. So I want to get the price for Bitcoin on CoinGecko only. Okay, so it'll grab the price for Bitcoin on CoinGecko only. That's entirely your decision what you want to do, and it gives you that solution. It's easily integratable and customizable to do that. And it allows you to publish it on Polkadot, Ethereum, Cosmos. Theoretically, that is basically every blockchain because Cosmos and Polkadot are interoperable. And Ethereum, well, there's so many projects built on Ethereum, period. Like I stated earlier, you can reference different price feeds for your staking. So like certain prices will say, oh, you get 10%. Well, what's the price? Well, you need an oracle for that. So a lot of people are like, well, it works, so I don't need it. No, you do need it. You just don't know you need it. It's just like email. Do I need IISP? Well, yeah, you do, because if you don't have that, well, your email's not going to work. Well, no, I just type it in. Well, it doesn't work. Same thing with internet connection. And you're just typing on your computer, typing away, sending it won't send, it won't. Well, you're not connected to the internet. So that's almost like the concept of you can't send emails without internet. Well, you can't participate in DeFi staking and other financial things on the blockchain, or just participate in the blockchain period without someone giving that information or being an oracle. It's easily customizable, easy to make, easy to integrate on it. They actually say you only have to have like a few lines of code, which is pretty cool. If you don't know coding, neither do I. I just know it's difficult, and the less lines you have, the easier it is. So this is really cool. I recommend taking a look at their white paper. It's one of the easiest to read. In my opinion, normally you just get like a huge PDF, but this is like a little walkthrough, kind of like it splits it up into separate paragraphs, which is really cool. So highly recommend taking a look at this. Really good project. I definitely like Sorvis. Sorvis, he's the guy behind it. Really, really smart guy. I've listened to several interviews from him, and I really think you should too. He's got a lot of information. This isn't financial advice. This is just my opinion of the project. So here's some use cases for band token. So token holders can use the tokens they own to become validators. They can also delegate their holdings to another validator. So like, for example, Atomic Wallet, and you put it on Atomic Wallet, well, you're participating in that, but you do get rewards in exchange. So that's another concept for another video. They can use their tokens to participate in the chain's governance, or validators are allowed to set fees for processing transactions, which act as their reward for performing their duty. So what that means is, like, if you select 3 different oracles, you want to have, okay, I want so-and-so to get my data. Well, here it is. I don't want Siri, sorry. So first off, the user makes a data request. He says, this is what I need. These are where I want you to go. These are the number of validators, and this is what my cost is. Then the oracle asks the validators to fetch requested data. So now the validators, these are just some examples for this example. It can be different things instead of like Stakefish, which is a staking protocol. You don't have to get your information here. It could be like, I want the weather, or I want to go to ESPN or ESPN2 or ABC Action News, whatever. It could be anything. It's customizable. So now the oracle, which is banned, is going through this, asking the information, going through their validators. Now the validators each are fetching data from the source. So I want these sources. Okay, so we'll go to these sources, and we will get the average of the few if you select that, or it will just be from one website. The source returns a result. It comes back to the oracle, or, well, yeah, in this case it would be banned. And then from the oracle, the user then gets either a insufficient validator response, a failed request, or a completed request. So if it's a sufficient response, then it becomes public and permanent, stored on the blockchain, and boom, that's how it works. So it's pretty cool, easy to use, and it's nice. So then it becomes basically set in the system. So we already went over the use cases. Let's see. Oh, inflation. So this is important to know. So the inflation rate ranges from 7 to 20%, adjusted to have 66% of the total supply of banned token stake. So how this works is basically it's like a moving tier. So its goal is to have 66% of the total supply of banned stake. So whenever that supply decreases, this inflation rate is gonna increase. So that interest or that staking rate you get, so say it's like 20% or 5% from a time. When it's 5%, that means there's a ton of tokens staked on the network. So that means, okay, well, we're not going to release a bunch of tokens. Now, if there's barely any, well, we got to release more than just 20 or more than just 5%. We got to move upwards to 20%. So it's going to change based on the total supply stake. So if there's 10 million at stake, it's going to be 20%. That's going to be released that year, which is only going to be 2 million. So that means 2 million will be released. But if there's 50 million staked, well, if it's 20% of it, then it's only going to be 10 million tokens released to each of the stakers. So it's simple to understand. But the reason they do that is their goal is to get people to take the tokens and stake them, not just buy them, trade them. So it's trying to hurt the people who are just trying to buy it and trade it. So if you're buying this project, I'd recommend you buy it and either make a quick trade if you want to do it. I wouldn't recommend that, because if you're buying into a project, it's not something that you want to flip. You buy into a project for the long run. Because between me and you, I don't know what the price is going to be tomorrow or the next day or the day after that. But if I find a good project, I'm pretty sure I have a higher chance, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be up if I feel good about the project. Yes, there is always that chance that it'll go down, but if you do the right research, find the right teams, find the right people, it's always best to buy and hold for the long term. Just that's basically the Warren Buffett way too. Even though he's not making as good of trades, but still, he made it, man. Look up to him. So this is really important when you're choosing a staking. Yeah, you may see one that's like, oh wow, it's 20%, or oh wow, it's 50%. Well, it's not always like that. What if they perform bad, or they aren't always up, or they are bad actors and they do a double spend? Well, that's going to be your issue. So say you're getting quote unquote 20%, 50%. Well, your token reward can be slashed. So you can be losing that. Let's show you what slashing is. Slashing is basically if a validator misbehaves, their delegated stake will partially be slashed. There are 3 reasons why a validator may get slashed: excessive downtime, double signing, and unresponsiveness. So your actual stake amount isn't going to be slashed, but your rewards are going to be affected unless you're the actual validator. If you're a validator, then your staked amount will be slashed. But if you're just a delegator saying, hey, here's my money, have fun with it, give me the rewards and I'll pay you a fee of what you earned, well, yeah, your rewards can be affected if they act bad. So keep that in mind. Always monitor them, make sure they're doing good. Always check up on them, because they can always turn bad. Just like someone with great credit doesn't always have great credit. They could go downhill. That's how it works. We already hit on that. So that's the main things on it. The max supply, here's some token metrics we need to take on it. The total supply is 100 milli, or 100 million. Circulating supply right now is about 20 million. Market cap is 125. If you guys are looking at different cryptocurrencies, stocks, anything that relates to it, never look at this. This price means nothing, because they could have one token and it's worth $6 or $60, and they could have another project with 100 tokens and it's worth $6. Well, which one has a greater chance of going up? Well, it's the one that's one token with $60 because it has a smaller market cap, takes less money to move it. That's how it works, if you guys didn't know that. This is what does concern me about the project. So a concentration by large holders, 97% of the tokens are held by 1% of the wallet addresses. So if those whales decide to sell out, well, you're toast. Here's another thing. This one is not so bad. This is okay. So holders making money at the current price, there's 15% in the money, which means they're making money. 35% at the money, which are, well, at the price that's basically at right now, and 50% are out of the money, so 50% are down, which means that, oh, they're hoping for it to come up, and maybe when it comes up, they're just going to dump it because they felt really bad they got dumped on earlier. That's how it works with projects. People are like, oh, well, it's going to go up forever. Well, no, it's not going to go up forever. So if you look at Band Protocol, they literally pumped like nuts. We went to like $18 almost at one point. Well, this CoinGecko shows it at 17. Again, why Oracle solutions are good. Different exchanges say different things is what it is. But anyways, yeah, so some people bought at the top. It happens. Band Protocol, we already went over this. Scalability, this is important. So band chain will occur 2 seconds block time. So band oracles are not bottlenecked by speed, which is big. We've already seen this with Bitcoin and somewhat with Ethereum. Ethereum is not as slow as Bitcoin, but it's still slow at times. You guys know what that means. You put in the transaction, you sit there and stare at your computer and like, my money's gone. What happened? And 8 minutes later or 4 minutes later, you go look and it's like, oh, thank goodness it's still there. Minus the ridiculous $20 Ethereum gas. Well, it's not that high, but still, you know what I mean. Right now, they are in phase 1, getting ready to go to phase 2. They are mainnet, which is good. So that's nice. If you guys want to do more research on this project, go ahead and check out their channel. Well, not channel, but check out their website. You can check out their Telegram. You can even look up Sorvis and watch some of his interviews. Really smart guy. That's the number one thing I look for in projects is look to the creator. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, if the creator is a good guy, you can sell ice to an Eskimo or create something that's crazy technology. But if you have doo-doo CEO or doo-doo creator, but the best a project or the best technology in the world, well, it's going to go downhill because you don't got a guy innovating it and performing correctly with the platform. Keep that in mind, guys. That's very important. We already talked about the utility for it and medium of exchange, collateral stake for validators, participation in band chain governments, and so on. Yeah, so here's some other things you can research. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check this out. But you can also stake your band tokens on CosmoScan. You can also earn a portion by data query fees, which are what I was talking about where the guy goes and fetch data. So here's a little bit of information we already told you before is in ERC20. This is no longer the case. They are not an ERC20 token. They're built on Cosmos now, and they are mainnet. It's just some of the sale. You guys can look into that if you want to. Pause the video, take a look. By the way, guys, if you're liking this content, smash that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, go and subscribe. We break into projects and break into different cryptocurrencies and teach you about them and break them down into smaller pieces to understand the project a little better. Here's the token supply distribution. You can see how they are. This is kind of a table to break it down. But a lot of them are held by the founders, so that does concern me a bit. But it still is a good project. Again, this is not to compete with Chainlink. This is more so a second solution. So say if you have an Oracle that maybe even a company will use both and take both of the feeds data or the data that it gets from it and merges the two and maybe gives the sum result of the two. I don't know. There's different options, but I run my own company and I have several different backups just in case something like this happens. Here's mainly, I guess you can say, an image of what the token release schedule is kind of looking like. This is basically what it's going to look, how it is going, and it also breaks it down into each person or each customer that it's going to, or each person. What else should I hit on, guys? If you guys feel I missed anything, leave it in the comments. I'll answer any of the questions. But the biggest thing I like about this is it's easily customizable and easy to use. Here's a couple of the phases they went through. Yeah, here's the project team. Sorvis, I love this guy. You guys got to check this guy out. Good team, good company. This guy knows what he's doing. I'm not signed in right now, so I can't show it to you. But he's a cool guy. I like him. I like him a lot. Here's an example of some of the addresses with the balance. You can see they're steadily rising, which is a good thing for adoption. The more addresses, the more diversified it is. That way someone can't just say, hey bro, I'm selling all my tokens. Boom, price crash. But anyways, yeah, I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can check this out, so you can check out the Telegram, Twitter, Medium, Facebook, Reddit. These guys are pretty active. Ban is your Oracle solution. It isn't trying to beat out Chainlink. In my opinion, they are trying to work together. Not work together, but provide a second layer solution. So if Chainlink doesn't work, well, you got Band as backup. So that's my take on the project. If you guys like this video, smash that like button. If you didn't like it, go ahead and put that in that dislike button. Give me some feedback of what you guys take on my videos. And thanks for watching, guys. See you. But wait, there's more. Guys, come on. I can't believe I forgot about this. We got a wisdom one-liner coming at you. Proverbs chapter 24, verses 19 to 20. Fret not yourself because of evildoers, and be not envious of the wicked. For the evil man has no future. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. Guys, remember, don't be jealous of that person who you may be like, oh, well, he's such a bad person, but he gets blessed and he gets all this stuff. This world is not our home, guys. Who cares what we get on this earth? I could care less. Our goal is to make it to heaven. That's what we're looking for, guys. Thanks for watching.